What they do, Jones Crew, is your girl Crystal, and I'm back at you again with another lit video. You already know the vibes. Yo, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this sad, tragic situation, as well as subscribing and hitting the little bell so you never miss a video, because I'm coming to you straight off the press. Every time I drop is hot. I ain't gonna hold you. We gonna get right on into it. Today, we're talking about the SHANQUELLA Robinson tragedy, where a young lady, beautiful entrepreneur, went out of the country with a few of her close friends. Guys, with friends like this, you don't need enemies. Trust me. And this story right here brings me back to what my dad always used to tell me when I was a kid, which is your friends will take you, but they won't bring you back, okay? This is a classic case of exactly that. She went out with her friends to Mexico, and guess what? She never returned. She never returned. They left her body in Mexico. They came back and had the nerve to tell her parents that it was alcohol poisoning. Now, guys, we're going to get into all the details of this situation. You already know I got the footage. I'm bringing you facts. So let's get it. SHANQUELLA Robinson, age 25, coming from North Carolina, traveled with 6 of her friends to Mexico for a vacation. After being in Mexico for not even 24 hours, her mother received a frantic call from one of her best friends stating that she had alcohol poisoning and they had a nurse there trying to resuscitate her. After hanging up the phone, she then received another call a few minutes later from the same best friend stating that SHANQUELLA had passed away. Now, when the Mexican authorities had initially spoke to the family of SHANQUELLA, they did agree and say that she died from alcohol poisoning. But that didn't make any sense at all, because when they received the death certificate, it states that she died severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation, instability of the first 2 neck vertebrae. Now we're going to go ahead and get into the footage that was released of the fight, but I must warn you, this is very graphic.
Okay. Quilla, can you at least fight back?
Okay, so here's a list of all the friends that was present. We have Winter Danovan, Dejane Jackson, Khalil Cook, Alyssa Hyatt, Malik Dreyer, and Nazir Wiggins. These are all the friends that was present on the vacation. They all went together. As you can see right here, Miss Dejane Jackson is one of the friends that she's actually fighting with. That's supposed to be her so-called best friend. Then we have Nazir Wiggins, who claims he didn't go with them. He came a day later. So these are the supposed best friends that she chose to go on this trip with, to have a great time, unknowing this would be the last trip that she has ever taken. SHANQUELLA was definitely a beautiful soul. She did not deserve this. She wasn't even a fighter. You can hear her saying no.
Quilla, can you at least fight back?
Now, this is her other so-called friend, Khalil, that claims he came a day later. We're going to get into his side of what happened.
Just chilling, waiting until the nurse came, because that's what I was informed that was happening. Just chilling, waiting until the nurse came, because that's what I was informed that was happening. At first, I was told that it was a male coming, and then a female showed up. So by that time, I skipped another thing. Quilla wasn't found dead. The maids found her slumped over the toilet in her room. That's what they did find her, slumped over her toilet in her room. That's what I was told. Quilla was not dead when I got there. Yeah, boom. Okay, so when I get in there, I go in, I see Quilla, I see she chilling, I put her on her side. I go up and make that video where I'm talking about I'm here, that Quilla get up. I'm thinking like, damn, we got stuff to do, ATVs, a boat, dinner. I missed the chefs, I missed everything. So I'm like, damn, I'm thinking, Quilla, let's get up. I say that in the video, everybody can hear it, everybody knows. Everybody that know me heard me say the shit. That was my first video when I got there, or second, because I made a video of me pulling up to the villa, but he was cutting up the guy. Look at the timestamp for y'all.
As you can hear, the story he's telling is not quite adding up.
The real FBI or whatever had to put those right timelines together, but I'm gonna start with the NCB. That and got y'all believing everything that's wrong. I was not there till the next day. I didn't see a fight. I didn't know it was a fight. I didn't know it was a video. I didn't know they did any harm, anything. I went in there and told it was alcohol poisoning, so that's what I helped her as. That's what I helped her as. I didn't leave her side. I put on soft music. Summer Walker rubbing her head till the nurse came in. Nobody even talked about the nurse. Nobody even said a nurse came. None of this stuff. So I'm really not understanding where this story is coming from and why it's out here like this, because it's wrong. It's wrong. And for y'all to be attacking me, an innocent soul, I'm really innocent as fuck. I went there to enjoy my birthday. To enjoy my birthday and to really just goddamn have fun. I didn't have not 1 second of fun. And take one shot and smoke one blunt, didn't do anything. I went straight to Quilla. She was not found dead. She was found unresponsive. Yes, unresponsive. She was unresponsive. I tried to get her to talk to me and all that, but it was none of that. There was none of that going on. Oh shit. Yeah, but other than that, I did. Oh yeah, I know y'all probably asking that. When I walked in there, I didn't really notice the knot on her head. I did see the bump on her lip. She did have a blood vessel bust in her eye, and that's it. But I didn't really go in there like, damn, y'all jumped her, y'all beat her ass, what's going on? Like, cause they know, man, and nobody even told me about nothing. I was blind to everything. I'm literally in there giving her my all. Like, come on, girl, we is 2,000 miles away from home. 2,000 miles away from home. Don't nobody deserve this. Don't 50 more questions.
All right, guys, so that's what Mr. Khalil had to say. Make sure you drop a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about what he's saying. Do you think he's telling the truth? I don't know. Let's get into some messages from DeJane Jackson that was on the scene, the one that was fighting her in the footage that we just watched. And she says her Cash App, whatever, the highest donator gets an interview. So she wants to sell information. She's clearly wanting money for an interview. Second highest donator gets an interview. Or she's saying right there, that's the second donator. He has an interview. It's on his page. Okay, so as you can see right here, I don't know. This is not the move of someone that's mourning their best friend. For your best friend to have just passed away in Mexico from so-called alcohol poisoning, then footage is surfacing around on the internet of you actually beating your friend down, for you to post that your Cash App and you want interviews. I don't know. So then she goes on here saying that she's going on live to explain her side of the story. We got in a little fight, but I did not kill her. Stop saying I did that. That's my best friend. My best friend fight all the time, or whatever she's saying there. Okay, so she's claiming that her and her best friend fight all the time. And now she's saying, I'm going private. Y'all are annoying. Y'all see when I go live, actually real tea. My best friend was hitting her while she was sleeping, gave her a broken neck. That happened after our fight. Okay, so Miss DeJane Jackson is actually claiming that her other friend, which we seen on the other video, there's another video that's out as well of Winter, the light-skinned one, actually slamming her on her neck. And then you can see Miss Shanquella doesn't move at all after that. So Miss DeJane is claiming that she's not the one that gave the fatal blows that ended up killing Miss Shanquella. She's claiming it was her other friend. Okay? Guys, as you can see right here, there's DeJane, that's the one that's posting her Cash App, and the Winter girl, That's the one she's claiming delivered the fatal blows that ended up breaking the neck of Miss Shanquella. Now, I'm not sure, and I didn't really see that other girl on camera, but you can clearly see these two right here in the other footage of her walking through the villa when she's talking about changing and everyone taking off their clothes. So you can see right here Miss Dejane Jackson and Miss Winter. Those are the two main suspects in this story. And you can also see their bond is really close. Here they are right here on a whole other separate vacation. Big smiles on their face. Seemingly everything went well on that vacation. I'm just a little curious as to why things couldn't go as good on the vacation with Shanquella. We need justice for her. And the sad part about this whole situation, guys, is that this incident took place in Mexico, and the United States has no jurisdiction whatsoever on the country of Mexico. The Mexican government is the one that has to initiate some type of investigation into the murder and call for them to be extradited back to Mexico to deal with this case. Now, I'm not sure if that's being done. I have heard as well that the FBI has stepped into this situation regarding Shanquella, but yet again, they must have some type of invitation from the Mexican authority to come over and assist with the investigation regarding Shanquella. Now we're going to take a look at the death certificate of Miss Shanquella Robinson. If you want to pause it and read through it, it is a little bit blurry, guys. But as you can see right there, cause of death is severe spinal cord injury as well as atlas influxion. Now, as you can see in the footage here, Shanquella is just sitting there. She looks injured already. I can see her neck is kind of hanging. Who knows what type of injuries she had already occurred from this first instance right here where she's getting assaulted by her so-called best friend, Dejane. So we don't know what type of injuries she got from this fight, much less from the second fight where we can see the fatal blows. Okay, guys? So now we're going to go ahead and get into the footage in the interview that her father did. This is really sad, guys. R.I.P. Justice for Shanquella.
I said, well, mom's calling. So I picked the phone up and it wasn't sounding right. So she said, Shanquella gone. So, I'm saying gone, gone where, and she said, she dead. I said, dead how? And she said, alcohol poison. So when she said alcohol, I said, how she got alcohol poison? Where's she at? So she said, Mexico, Cabo. So, the phone just, my phone dropped and I just started crying. And then, I'm trying to figure out who she was over there with, and said she was over there with some friends that she went to school with, went to Salem with. So I said, you know of them? You know them? She said, I know of them. I just know she went to school with them. So, from there, my whole night was just trauma, man. I just cried all that night. Just cried.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not knowing, how, over in Mexico, where she at or what,
Now,
right now,
go ahead, Dad.
it's just hard. It's just the point that alcohol poisoning. It didn't sound right. Got there 8 o'clock. She said she talked to her on the phone, and they was sitting there drinking, eating tacos and salads. A chef came in, and from there she said, I'll talk to you tomorrow. So from that point, that was Friday. So Saturday, so she telling me the whole story now. So from that point then, that's when she found her dead at 3 o'clock. Say her friend Khalid was on the phone talking to us, and she was, sick, throwing up. She wasn't feeling well. She took a shower, laid back down, and and they called the Airbnb house. They supposed to send a medic out, doctor out to the house, and they had to pay $150 for the doctor to come. So when the doctor came, they had to look at her, try to put an IV in her arm, and said the IV popped out and she went into a seizure. That's what Khalid telling. And so I'm trying to figure out, well, get in the hospital. I say $5,000 for what? I mean, she's got insurance. She always had insurance. Right. So from that point, that's it. So then all of a sudden, Monday came. Okay, now we getting together trying to figure out where she at. So she on the embassy, calling the embassy. They giving her to run around. I don't know too much about Mexico, none of that. So me and my brother was over my mom's house. So as I'm standing here talking to y'all right now, I'm just hurting all inside. So my mind is really on my daughter, but I'm sitting here telling what I know, what was told to me. So what I had to do, in which I know it wasn't but God that led me to her. So me and my brother got on that phone and started Googling all the funeral homes that was over in Mexico, Cabo. So we came up with funeral home Riviera funeral home over there. And first we called, a guy answered the phone. He didn't speak English. So we called back again, and another young lady answered the phone, and her name was Elizabeth. And from that point on, she said, I asked her, you have SHANQUELLA Robinson over there? She said, yes, sir. Dr. Miss Robinson, I'm sorry for your loss. And so from that point on, she said, Mr. Robinson, I'm going to stick with you until I get your daughter back to the States. So that lady was like an angel. So a lot of paperwork had to be done. Her mom sent the paperwork was already in the system. So I called her back. She said, yeah, I got the paperwork. I need a release form so I can release the body, release her body to you. And so we did that. And the bill came up and everything. So I wired the money over there, after I wired the money, they got the body. So did the paperwork, and it'll take a while for that paperwork to get done because they transfer everything over to English. Yeah. So she got back here last Thursday, around about 5 o'clock. So I'm sitting there in the funeral home. As soon as that door opened and that box came in there with her in it, man, just cried like a baby. Yeah. Didn't even want to leave out the funeral home. My brother had to pull me out of there,
My heart truly goes out to her family, to her mother, to her father. Send all my condolences to them. And they actually want this footage to be shared, guys. They want everyone to see what these people did to their child.
Y'all seen that? To me, it was a setup. Not her style. To beat her, knowing she's not a fighter. For y'all to, I don't know if y'all woke up out of her sleep, to beat her naked like that. Well, while she was naked. You mean to sit in that room and watch her? Not her style. Her style is not a fighter. Her style is not a fighter. For fun. And y'all seen that? To me, it was a setup.
Yeah. That's what it seems like to me as well.
That's the grace of God. Yeah. I'm gonna get justice. She's not gonna die, and it would not die in vain. No. I'm gonna get justice. I'm gonna get justice.
Yes, sir. Yes, we are going to get justice. You are going to get justice in Mexico. Saturday, as you talked about earlier, Khalil calls and he says that SHANQUELLA is not feeling good. She's been throwing up and she's resting. And then he calls back because Salamandra told me that, she told him, and you're trying to understand, well, what's going on? And then he comes up with this alcohol poisoning bullshit, Now, and I understand that the FBI is now investigating. You have been in contact, your entire family has been in contact with the FBI. But have you learned anything as far as the Mexican police seeing any type of bruises on her when they got there? You know, did the medics observe anything, you know, different, you know, about her when they got there for them to, you know, allow these people to leave a room, you know, after saying that she had alcohol poisoning and then tending to her body, and it's obvious signs that, you know, she was beat. Have you learned anything? I mean, has any information been communicated to you that the Mexican authorities on her?
You know, as right now, I'm just waiting on for all that information to come back to me.
Yeah, you waiting for all that information.
Waiting all that information to come back to me.
Right.
From what I saw her, when I saw her in that cat, when I saw her laying there when they rolled her in the funeral home, I mean, we saw the bruises.
Right.
We saw the bruises. Flammable pajamas, pants, and a shirt. So I don't know if they put that on her or who put that on her, you know. But I don't just see how can y'all sleep. I don't see how all of y'all can sleep. I don't see how can all of y'all go about and do y'all daily duties and sit there knowing what y'all did.
Yeah. Now the video shows that there was a fight. She was found in the living room. But the video shows that a fight was inside the bedroom, and I do know, and I communicated with you from a source that there is a second video, because obviously, you know, SHANQUELLA is on the ground with her head down. So, I mean, you know, you could tell that she's still alive. But then other information that we learned today about Winter Donovan grabbing her around her neck and slamming her and her not getting back up. There is a second video angle is being showed, and that is Dejanay assaulting your daughter. This was not a fight. This was a brutal assault because your daughter was not fighting back. SHANQUELLA's sister and Miss Salamandra, that he was not there when all of this happened, after the fact that they learned from talks from those that was there that there was a fight, that he was not in the room. But the video clearly shows him to the left. I mean, you've never seen Khalil, have you, Mr. Bernard?
Of all of them.
Yeah, right.
I saw pictures of all of them.
Yeah.
You know, I heard the same thing you heard. There's a video out there.
Yeah.
That you know, she picked up by the neck and slammed on the ground, and once they slammed her, she didn't get back up. Did not get back up. So I guess that slam right there must have broke her neck and her spinal cord.
Do you need a second, Mr. Bernard? I can turn this off for a minute.
Nah, man, go ahead. We can go through this. We can go through this.
Yes, sir.
Just leave her there. Then the maid had to find her, from what I'm hearing, you know. You know, y'all don't understand how much of pain my daughter was in, sitting there with a broke neck or a spinal cord, you know. Then I'm hearing, I don't know, Najee or whatever, he came to the house, you know. So he was the last one. Something about he was the last one. He was the last one about her breathing or something, you know. He playing soft music and rubbing her head. Really? All of y'all could have got her help. All of y'all. But y'all chose not to.
Exactly.
All right, guys, and there you can see is her funeral service, a beautiful, beautiful service held by her family. Again, my condolences. My heart really goes out to them on this situation. I really, really pray that the FBI can step in. I pray that the Mexican authority can extradite these folks back to Mexico and try them and find them guilty and have them serve their time right there in Mexico. That is exactly what they deserve. And look at this beautiful young lady, for no reason at all, going with friends, thinking that they're her friends, thinking they have good intentions, when, guys, at the end of the day, you really don't know people's true intentions. That's why it's just best to, you know, stick with family, or honestly just by yourself. It's okay to go by yourself sometimes and have some alone time. Okay. Now, make sure you do hit that like button on the way out. It's free. And also by you liking this video, YouTube will promote it, which means we can get the story out there to more and more people. This tragic, tragic situation. We all want justice for Shanquella, guys. RIP. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.